Are you like me and you have a ton of half-empty fuel canisters just laying around at the house? What do you do with these? Some people will bring multiple on trail with them just so they can get a totally empty canister and use all that fuel. I say no, no, no. That is a rookie mistake. Really, all you need is just a cheap adapter that you can buy on Amazon. I'll link it below, and it will allow you to transfer fuel from one canister to another. I'll even link a video above made by Senior Hiker 77 that shows you exactly the process to transfer the fuel safely. You know what this is? This is a tarp made by Warbonnet, and I'm showing it to you because the second mistake that people have made, same one I made on a recent trip, not closing my tarp doors and then coming back later just to find that rain had blown in on top of my hammock and everything is wet and damp and nasty. The third mistake has to do with your water sources. See, I was actually on a trip very recently, and we were doing a piece of the Appalachian Trail near Neals Gap in Georgia, and it was raining the entire time. It was wet, it was nasty, and I thought, you know, water is not going to be an issue. I even checked the app and it said there's a water source 0.1 to 0.2 miles away from our campsite. Well, we get there and guess what? Bone dry. You might have to do what I did and backtrack all the way to the vehicle just so you can get you some water. And that actually leads me to mistake number 4. That is not pre-hydrating and staying hydrated throughout your entire trip. And I'll tell you what I use to do that. I use Element. This is just some electrolyte drink mix that it comes in these little packets, and you tear it open, you pour it in your water, shake it up, and you're good to go. There's no BS in here. The only thing in it is 1,000 milligrams of sodium. You also have 200 milligrams of potassium and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Comes in all kinds of flavors, super friendly to use, and tastes delicious. Stay salty out there. If you want to try it and stay hydrated like I do, you can order and get a free sample pack with any purchase. Use the link drinkelement.com/Jeremiah. That is in the description below. It is drinkelement.com/Jeremiah. Thank you, Element, for sponsoring today's video and continuing to support the channel. Our 5th mistake is also spurred by my recent trip. See, we had a plan going in, and it was a 3-day trip. We knew exactly where we were going to camp at. Boom, go, and then you get there and it's pouring the rain, you're living in a cloud, and sometimes you have to change the plan. So this mistake is sticking with the original plan, even though it could potentially be dangerous. If you want to check out the video, I'll link it above here, but basically what happened was we got there, everything got wet the first night, and then the second day I was like, I cannot sleep in this wet hammock again. The risk of hypothermia is too high. So we had to dry everything out in the vehicles and then find basically a car camping site for night 2. Number 6 on our list, I have some new shoes, and that's because I don't want you to make the mistake that I did, which is wearing your shoes way longer than you should have. See, I did the Camino de Santiago over the summer, and that was like 1,000 kilometers that I wore a brand new pair of Hokas that I bought especially for that trip. And then I got home and I was like, I've only walked in these things for like 5 or 6 weeks. I am not spending another $170 on shoes. That can cause some serious damage to your feet, and it's also having my plantar fasciitis to kind of flare back up. So what did I do? I had to pony up and buy some new shoes, and I would suggest that you do the same. You don't want those blisters. You don't want the damage to the feet. Number 7, not bringing something that you can use to eat with, like a spork, a fork, a spoon. I went on a trip recently and I said, you know, I'm just gonna bring all finger food. And then one of my buddies was like, do you want the rest of this ramen with chicken and some mashed potatoes? I had to pull out my pocket knife and scoop the mashed potatoes and the ramen out with it. Number 8 on our list, I know when you're backpacking you need a lot of calories to keep cranking out those miles, but don't make the mistake of only bringing junk food. I'm guilty of this. I like to bring like a pound of chocolate every day that I'm on trail, and it's terrible for my tummy, and you will get a tummy ache if you do that, but it's packed full of calories. Some things that you can do: bring some healthy and fresh foods, at least for the first or the second day. Maybe an apple, maybe some grapes, or maybe something that's not easy to smash. And also you can add a little bit of oil if you want to into your food. Like say you're making mashed potatoes, add a little bit of oil in there, and that will pack it full of more calories. I know it may not be the healthiest, but it's definitely going to be better than only eating Skittles and chocolate and junk food while you're out on trail. Number 9, I have here a pair of Ex Officio boxer shorts and a pair of Smartwool socks. My last trip, my socks got soaking wet, and I brought 2 pairs of socks. That's an extra pair, but I would have given anything for one more pair because as you can see here, I was literally wringing the water out of my socks. I would always suggest at least bringing 1 extra pair of socks whenever you're out there. And then the underwear, some people, no underwear, no problem. For me, I try to bring at least 2 pairs of underwear. And you can actually kind of wash them a little bit, let them hang dry on your pack or around camp while you're wearing the other pair. Medical kits. Mistake number 10, something I've been far too guilty of in the past. Emptying your medical kit to such a degree that it's basically useless. You know, maybe you have a couple Band-Aids, maybe you have a little bit of stuff to treat blisters, but that's basically it. I can't tell you what needs to go into your medical kit, but I'll tell you this. Don't sacrifice your weight just in your medical kit so you can achieve that lightweight or ultralight number that you're shooting for. Some stuff is totally necessary in that medical kit, and I would urge you to do your own research and look and see and figure out what's going to be best for your needs. I want you to comment below and tell me what other dumb mistakes have you seen other people make in the past. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me one of these, subscribe to the channel, kick that notification bell for the latest notifications. We'll see you in the next one.